my first question to you is, how did you start with your table tennis journey? And I know that table tennis is picking up very quickly in India in recent years. So it's very interesting to know how you got into table tennis.
So it doesn't start with one daydream, and it takes a lot. And it's like when you feel connected to the sport, when you play more of table tennis or any sport, you feel connected to it, and then you feel. Am I audible?
Yes, yes, you are. And can I request everybody who is not speaking to turn off their microphones so we can hear Madhurika's voice?
Yeah. So, like when I started, it was not an easy journey for me because I started playing table tennis at the age of 7, and at that time I was just playing with no intention as such that I have to become a national champion or an international player, and I was just uh, doing dancing, swimming, and everything. Like I was just doing all the other stuff. And then when I came into the fourth standard, then my coach, she said that you have to choose one thing, like one sport, because I used to do drawing, dancing, swimming, table tennis, like all kind of things. So she was like that you have got a talent, and but you have to focus on one thing. So I chose table tennis over there, and then somehow I just love table tennis. I mean, I was so connected to it emotionally, and the feeling of everybody is praising me. My sister as in my school principal. I was in the convent school. Everybody used to congratulate me, and I liked all these praises and getting trophies and cash prize, everything, and it was so nice to see everything. And it was, and then when I into 10th standard, so that was the time it really made me realize that what it means to me, like what choosing a career is actually like what it feels like. It was a realization at that time. I am a very competitive girl, and my academy players had come into merit list the years before. So even I had wanted to come into merit list. But that time, my dad and my coach, they emphasized on who a sports person is, what are the qualities of a sports person, how unique a sports person is. Like I had just represented India, and I had one silver medal. Like in my first international tournament, I had one silver medal in China. So it was a big thing for me. And at that point of time, I was thinking that well, I should come into the merit list and go into the academics like how everybody else does. So I just gave it a thought when my parents and my coach told me that you have got an opportunity, you've got a skill, make use of it. So then I sat back and then I realized, that I am something different. And when that realization comes in, that you and that sport are not different. You are one. It is like the air you breathe. It's like you're one and the same. That realization is when you make a career out of it. You know, so it took me almost 10 years to realize. So because I started in maybe first standard and till 10th standard, so 10 years of realization, the hard work, the sacrifices and all, and then it was the moment, the turning point of my life, that yeah, table tennis is what I want to be, and I want to make the nation
That's an amazing answer. Um, and so I want to come to Mona Lisa ma'am and Rinku ma'am, because I think the situation when you started playing table tennis, it was, I think, very, very different. And I would like to know from both of you how you managed to come into the sport, and you how you managed to tackle maybe any problems that were at that time.
Delhi, Bombay, 3 days, 3 nights, and play the tournament. So it was a very challenging, but then I was enjoying also, because during that time, Assam, not only me, there were group of players. I had a good practice players, group of players had come up, like Madalasa, Gautam Hazarika, Curfew Roy. There are many players, and we had a good practice partners. So that really helped us, and lots of hard work helped us, because we used to play on the table a lot more, like 6 to 8 hours, and during nationals we used to play for 8 to 9 hours. So that was which helped me, I believe.
I think that we are facing a lot less problems today than before, but uh, it's up to all of us to get through them and proceed ahead. So my next question, Madhurika, back to you, is more technical. So I want to know a little bit about what are the competitions that you can participate today in India and globally as well. There are a lot of young TT players I see here, so it will be very helpful for them to know how they can improve their performance. So maybe you can comment a little bit on that.
Not able to hear. Not audible.
Madhurika, your hold on. Your yeah, exactly. Great.
So I can see many table tennis players. Can I get a hi from everybody? Let me see.
Hey, Didi.
Hey.
Hi.
Great.
Great.
So hello sir, hello everybody, hello. So what I feel is that the tournaments which should be participated is purely the decision of the coach, because it depends upon what the level of the player is and how much he is practiced and how much he is ready mentally and also game wise. So it is the decision of the coach purely, and the players over here, I feel that they should blindly trust the coach's decision always. And even if you do have some questions or some कि नहीं मुझे नहीं खेलना है मुझे खेलना है, then you should go and talk to the coaches. So what I feel is like when the player just starts, then he should play few of the district ranking tournaments and state like 1 or 2 tournaments just to get the exposure and just to get the feel at how the tournament is. And then when he starts performing at the district level, then he should play more of the state level tournaments and the national level tournaments. So they should always keep themselves, challenging themselves. I mean, that they shouldn't be stuck to any particular level. They should always keep challenging themselves. And I feel the more tournaments you play, the more experience you get, because it's not that you win in all the tournaments, you lose many a times. And I feel that success is the first step. I mean, failure is the first step towards success. My mental trainer, Dr. Patankar, he always says that you never lose, you always win or you learn. So that learning is very important. How many of them, they do their video recordings. I mean, most of them, like because of the technology, they do video, recording. और कितने जन है कि जीतने के बाद तुरंत अरे मैं क्या अच्छा खेला क्या किया ऐसे देखते हैं. But who all, I mean, how many are there, like even after losing, they go and watch the match and see what they have learned or what mistake. Great. Pearl has said hi. So that's a very good step, So you should always learn from your mistakes. So that is the thing. Tanish, I can see you. Miss Sankat na? Amy? Ki matches bagha. Recordings bagha. Harlele chawne shika. Yes, Tanisha. So there are many players over here. So what I mean to say is that you need to play more and more tournaments, and you should always, I mean, it is the coach's decision purely. And of course, there are many parents also watching, so even they should, have word with the coaches and consult कि budget भी कितना है वो भी देखना चाहिए ना, कि कितना आपने tournaments खेलते जाओ. budget भी देखना चाहिए. So I feel that there should be balance also between the number of tournaments which you are playing and also कि कितना practice के लिए तुम्हें time मिल रहा है, so you can improve and learn from your mistakes and work on them. So this is what I feel.
Wonderful. Great answer. And yeah, I can't say anything beyond that. Quick.
I think here there are many. I mean, Mona ma'am, Rinku sir, Kamlesh sir is there, and I mean they can say more. They all are experienced than me. So if anything you want to add to my answer, ma'am, sir, Jay
Yeah.
sir, you're free to add. Please.
Absolutely. I was going to actually ask Mona Lisa ma'am and Rinku ma'am as well if they can add to her answer and tell us a little bit about how a player can aim to be a professional player. So your experience, from your experience, if you can
Yeah.
add to it.
Rinku, answer or I should? Hello. I can't hear.
Uh,
Ah,
we can hear you, ma'am.
yeah. So Madhurika has pointed out that, video recording is very important. And then you to analyze, when you see the match, you analyze and improve. Just recording will not help. What she is meaning to say that you have to criticize yourself where you have made mistake and where you want to improve next time. You don't want to repeat the mistake. Repetition of mistakes, okay, once it's there, second time, third time it should not be there, because you are giving so much time also on the, and you have to think intelligently. Just working hard will not help. You have to work intelligently and do time planning accordingly, because you have to play so many tournaments, and that will make you more, to know how you have to improve on yourself. You have to be confident. There are so many things. It's not just one. There are many things. You have to confidence, how to play. Acha, you can't hear me? Hello, can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you, ma'am.
Yeah. So you have to be really, very positive and aggressive also, because sometimes what happens, Madhurika, I like about her because she's very positive. Till the last point, she will fight it out. That's the best about her. Because many players I have seen, when they are leading, they then tend to, leave out, or when they are down, they tend to leave the points. Okay, I have lost that game. That should not be the attitude. And I have seen Madhurika, and I like that about her. I really praise her. Many times I have told her that, this makes you, better and better.
Rinku ma'am, do you have anything to add to it? We would love to hear your answer on it as well. I'm not sure if she can hear us. Hello, Rinku ma'am. Okay, I don't know. Maybe because of technical issues, she can't hear us.
Now you can hear.
Oh yeah, we can hear you now.
We can hear me.
Yeah.
I just want to add one more thing in that when you see the video recording, you should sit with your coach, and you should tell him also or her that this is my mistakes, I've done it. And when the next day when you start practicing, the coach should analyze, and he should also see the way of your practicing, and whatever you're making mistakes, he should make more efforts into that stroke to make that stroke better and better.
Makes sense. Completely makes sense. So moving on, Madhurika, again, a little bit technical question. So currently, obviously we are all locked in, but when we are not, what is your training routine like?
I didn't get you.
Can you hear me now? Okay, so again, coming back to a little bit of technical question. So obviously we are right now locked in, so we can't go out and train. But when we are not, how does your training look like? I want to bring that in front of people, because I want to show that to become someone like you, it takes a lot of hard work. It's not a couple of hours once a week, so if you can talk a little bit about that.
Well, yes, I mean, a training schedule is what matters for a player because you play 4 to 5 hours on the table. And actually, Kamlesh sir is here. Like few days back, I was watching his webinar, and what he insisted was 20 hours off the table. What you do is what matters, and that's what I'm gonna say now. No, yes, like those 20 hours matter a lot. What you do in those 20 hours, like you need to focus more on your physical fitness, because now the game has become such that you need more emphasis on physical training. And of course, you need to be mentally fit. So you need to do some mental training exercises. No, mental training doesn't happen, कि अभी match में मुझे positive रहना है. I have to think positively, and like ma'am said, I don't give up. It is not like suddenly I have got this attitude or that thinking. It is I have practiced it daily so that I can implement it during the match, and then I go into the automatization mode. So meditation I do a lot. I do lot of video analysis. Like even after losing, like ek do din ke baad, I cry first 2 days, and then the third
Okay.
day I go and watch those matches and learn. So video analysis is very important. And then I start my day with meditation, with positive thoughts, and I end my day with positive thoughts and meditation. I do lot of journaling. I mean, I read, and I take down notes, and I write what are the positive things I did during the day, what things I learned. Like things can be stroke, it can be tactics, it can be a mental thing which I have learned during that day. This is what I write down. Journaling is very important. Kids, you don't have to write on the laptop or phone. No, journaling, it is very important. What matters is the first half an hour and 1 hour of the day, and the last half an hour and 1 hour before you sleep. So that matters. So my routine is such, like 4 to 5 hours on the table, and then the rest of the day is for meditation, yoga, mental training, physical fitness. So like Kamlesh sir said, the 20 hours.
Perfect answer. Perfect answer. They know what they need to do if they want to get ahead in table tennis. Quickly, I want to ask Rinku ma'am a question. I know, and Abhishek informed me that you have been involved in mentoring kids and bringing them ahead. So I just want to know what and how has been your experience, and what has been your observation to motivate girls. What more do you need to do to bring more girls into table tennis? What should we all do for that matter?
Yes, I was fortunate enough for being a part of table tennis in all the three phases. But at the same time, if you wish that you want to stay connected with the game, it is not difficult to cope up with the situation. But if somebody asks me that which is the best part of the three, I would rather say to play table tennis because it gives you the spirit, and it gives you keep me working day and night. But as a coach and mentor, you always have to be analyze your players and compare their performance on day-to-day basis. So, and that is also you can make necessary adjustment with them, and changes in their regular practice sessions pre and post competitions also you have to do it. So no doubt as a coach it's very a challenging job for us.
I I can totally understand, and I think we are all trying to bring more girls into sports, on field and off field as well. Mona Lisa ma'am, extending that question to you, what has been your observation as a veteran TT player and currently working in table tennis as well? And what needs to be done to bring more girls into table tennis as well?
See, what I feel that before
Yeah.
when we used to play, there were men. No, can you hear me? Audible?
Audible, audible.
Yeah. So before there were not many players, girls players, because culturally they were maybe the Indian this thing, they used to put into soft skills like dance, art, and all. But then there were players who had in sports also. But now the time is changing. Now we can see that last two Olympics. Two women, two Olympics, 8 medals we got total, and out of that, 4 were, women. So that's a great, boost to our women fraternity, I believe. And I believe that there are so many players now doing well. Maleshwari, PV Sindhu, Sakshi. There are so many names we can say. I think this is the great mantra we can take for girl child to bring up, that we Indian, all the players. Madhurika is there, Manika Batra is there. All players are there. So they are doing so well, so we can give their example, and because that live examples make it more interesting and practical. Because if you say somebody else name, some foreigner's name, they can't connect it. If you tell our Indian players are doing well, you can they can connect to it. Okay, acha, Madhurika is from India and she's playing well, so they will remember it and they will think that yes, we also can do. That's where how we can have to promote the girl child in schools also, in other, we have to promote and make them, give them more encouragement.
Absolutely. And I think all of us, many of us are trying to actually do that every day. And I can see our society changing slowly and steadily. And we are all supporting women's sports. It's not as hard as it used to be. It is still hard, but obviously not as hard as it used to be, definitely. So my next question, Madhurika, I know, and you know that this question is going to come. Uh, Tell us about 2018 CWG Gold. Uh, what was your journey during the tournament, and what was the feeling when you won that gold?
Just, I mean, the question, like my heart is beating, like it's like it's like as if I am there in Australia and playing our finals. I mean, it's just amazing, So our preparation started from 2016. So 2 years we were training together. The juniors, the youth, and the senior players together, they were training, and it was. We had planned that we will do something different. Like we had a vision in the mind. Actually, when in 2016-17, that time Mona ma'am was the coach of PSPB. I remember that time. Oh yeah, there's one more fun fact actually. We lost in the semi-finals to to Maharashtra. I think we lost to Maharashtra, and ma'am was very, of course, she's the coach of PSPB and she was sad. So I told her that, ma'am, I'll go get gold for you in the singles. And I won the international championship. But this is very irrelevant, but I just, remembered that, and so I shared.
But that
So,
was a good point, Madhurika. I was so
that was
happy.
the conviction I had. Like before the singles
Yes.
event even started, I told you, like I
Yes.
gave you my word, ma'am, I will win. So like you're the players, like even if it was irrelevant, so you can take out of it, like you have to decide and aim and work. मैंने मैम को जाके ऐसे ऐसे करके नहीं मैं बैठी थी. I was there, I was playing, I was giving my 100%, I was applying strategy, and even in that tournament I was 1-3 down in the pre-quarter finals, and I won that game, and that changed everything. So you need to have that determination and the willpower. Okay, so coming back to 2018. So that time, Neha Agarwal, she's the Olympian, and she was, taking my interview. And she said, now that the 2018 Commonwealth Games are coming up, what are your aims? Like, what are you aiming for? I said, I want to get a gold for India. And she was like, Madhu, you always aim higher. Because, in Commonwealth Games, we have Singapore, which are the 2010 world champions. I mean, winning gold means beating them, winning against Singapore, winning against the world champions. But here I am in 2017 saying that I want to get a gold for India. So that conviction, which I am saying, was happened. That idea was there many years, many months before 2018. So everything, it all starts from here, and you have to work hard for it. I mean, the journey was not simple. For those 2 years till 2018 Commonwealth Games, I was at home for like maximum 7 days, and then again I used to go for tournament. I mean, my husband was like कि ये कब मिलेगी, ये मेरी पत्नी है क्या? I mean, that was the situation. Like, she's never at home. So I had given 100% for my country. So we worked hard a lot. I mean, even there we worked like as a team together. And we went to Gold Coast a few days earlier so that we can get used to all the environment, because games is such a huge event where all the players from all the other sports and other countries come together, and it is so huge. It is like magnificent. So you get used to it. It takes time. So we went there a few days back, and when the event started, I remember Mirabai, she won her first gold, and when I saw her on the podium and wearing the medal, and then the national anthem was going on, it felt so nice, and I felt that even I want to hear that national anthem. I mean, I want to win that medal. So it was just a beautiful and a very charging moment for me. And then when the tournament started, so okay, the format was such in 2018 that it was 2 singles, 1 doubles, and again 2 singles. So me and Moma, we were supposed to play doubles, and we have never paired with each other. So it was, we were working a lot on the doubles. So as and when the tournament started, the first doubles match we lost, and we were like, oh my God, abhi kya kare? Because doubles will be gonna play a crucial role in the team events. And then somehow we found the rhythm, and then we crossed the first group stage, and we were waiting for our draw कि हम लोग को कौन आना चाहिए. तो हम लोग सब प्रे कर रहे थे, अरे यार सिंगापुर नहीं आना चाहिए यार, प्लीज प्लीज हमें क्वार्टर फाइनल्स में ना, हमें वेल्स आना चाहिए यार, ऐसे यार हमें, हाँ अरे मलेशिया आना चाहिए. लाइक वी वर एक्चुअली प्रेइंग, सब 5 मिल गए. इट वाज सो फनी कि हम लोग ऐसे ड्रॉ के लिए ऐसे ये कर रहे हैं, बिकॉज सिंगापुर आया और सिंगापुर के साथ सेमीफाइनल्स में खेलना, यानी इट इज वेरी डिफिकल्ट. यानी तब हमें ऐसा लग रहा था. So draw आया, and we saw that we are not playing against the Singapore in the semi-finals. We were like so happy, like, "Arey, good." And then we then the quarter-final stage we won. We won against Malaysia, and then it was okay. I'm going a little fast forward because I can like talk for hours, on 2018. And it is such a a memorable event for me. I can like just talk. So I'll just go in a fast. So, okay, now this comes 2018 ka semi-finals match of the team events. So we were playing against England, and the routine we used to follow is like before the team events, like before going to the hall, we had a small team meeting with the girls and 2 coaches, and then we used to go for practice before the match. So we had a team meeting, and we said, like the coach said to us that, girls, if you win now, you'll be playing directly for the silver medal and the gold medal. So like you're out of the bronze medal match ka tension, because the bronze medal match is like a very difficult match. So you have to give your best. And okay, one more thing before the tournament started, like I just took the initiative, and I told all the girls, like, girls, we'll just come together, we will hold our hands and just visualize that we are winning this gold medal match, and how it feels to win that gold medal, to wear that gold medal. Like we had, our hands held together, and we were feeling that. I mean, it was so positive and so energetic that we as a team are working together. And it was just amazing. It was just amazing. And then, okay, again, coming back to the semi-finals match. So the day before the semi-final match, nobody slept. Koi bhi nahi soya. I mean, I was playing the semi-finals match in my dreams as well. I mean, I was like playing, literally playing. And then we won the semi-finals match. And the first thing we did was, whoosh, abhi bronze medal match nahi khelna padega. That was the reaction. And then we had finals just like after 2-3 years. And then again we had a team meeting. That time our coach said that girls, you have a chance to win gold medal this time. If it would have been few years back, I wouldn't have told you. But now you girls are ready. And Roida, he said that so getting a silver medal or reaching up to the finals was expected from you. Like everybody expected like this performance from you. So it is nothing different. But if you win, then you'll create a history. And that is what matters. You know, you'll make a name out of it and you will create something different. You will be different. So those words, you know, they're like, yeah, we are going to create a history and we'll be something, you know, different. And then the finals happened and we won. Manika won 2 singles and she won against Feng and me and Moma. I mean, I think we must have played the best doubles match ever in our life. So we won and I just had tears in my eyes, you know. And when actually the time came and when I was standing on the podium and the national anthem was, you know, playing and the Indian flag was raising high, oh my God, I had tears in my eyes. And in that moment, the sacrifices, the teamwork, the hard work which we did for so many years just, you know, came back through flashes, you know. And this is what we as a players, you know, like for these moments, we strive for so many years and so many hours of hard work and dedication for these feelings, you know. And it is just great. So, okay, tell me how many of you all want to be an international player and want to get a medal for your country? Just raise your hands, please. Great. See, that's the feeling, you know, when you have that feeling, when you have that thing in mind, great. That's the first step, you know, having it in your mind and here, that is what matters. So, yeah. So this was my, you know, 2018 ka experience.
I mean, I think that we cannot even imagine what it must have felt like, you know, or rather we can only imagine, but not feel it until we reach such a level. So it's amazing to hear it from you so that we can at least understand what a player goes through. Whether you win or lose, you know, there is emotion involved in it. And I'm really happy that you shared your experience with us. My second question, Madhurika, to you again is, so what's next? What is your dream? And I mean, what is one thing that you would like to tell the young ones here?
My dream here is that many girls and many players should win matches for India and medals for India. So my ultimate dream would be like mentoring 1,000 girls in one hall who are playing table tennis and other sports. You know, I want to see that thing. Like, you know, when I go to China, when I go to Japan, I see all these small kids and so many girls playing. You know, I want to see that in India. And that is what we are working over here. Like here, we have Mona ma'am, we have Rinku ma'am, then we have Abhishek. We all are working together to achieve that dream, you know, to see India rising and to see many more girls playing. So that is what I want. That is what I dream for.
That's great answer, and I think I wish you best of luck for that. And just to I know that we are limited by time, so I'm gonna ask one last question to our panelists and then open up the Q&A sessions. Just before I open up the Q&A session, may I ask all of the attendees to write their name in the chat box so I can indicate you to ask questions accordingly. It will make us easier to kind of interact with you. So I'll request all of you to write your name in the chat box. Last question to our panelists. Let me start with Mona Lisa ma'am. We all know that every girl cannot be a champion, but I know that a lot of them want to still stay connected to sports in some way. So, what are their options to do something in sports even after they retire?
See, like everybody cannot be a champion, yes, but at the same time, in when we go to school, then also everybody doesn't come first in. So, but they go to school, right?
Yeah.
So that way, if they play and they are playing well, they build up so many qualities in them, like leadership qualities, team spirit, time management, there are commitment, handling pressure. These all help in their life. And then later on, when they retire, or they want to leave the game, there are so many, you can google today, there are sports management, sports journalists, they can do so many things to help the players. They can become mentor, they can become coach and help the child, because when you give something back to the game, you feel satisfied. As example, like when I got married, I played. After a few years when I left, I wanted to be attached to the game. I wanted to give something to the game, and that whatever knowledge I have gained, I want to share with others. Same way, I feel that all players, they will be wanting to share, and I think it's a request from my side also, that they should share. God has given them that talent, it should not go waste.
I agree absolutely. And even someone who has reached, let's say, national level, state level, and still want to stay connected to sports, there
Yeah.
are, like you said, there are a lot of options available right
Yes.
now. So definitely it's something to think about, and something to explore more. I'm especially telling the young ones here. Rika, you can tell a little bit about what is your thought process on plan B of your life, and what you have thought about it. Have you thought about it? We would like to know about that as
How
well.
about?
Well, in this matter, I am very lucky to have a husband like Omkar, because he does all the thinking for me. I just have to concentrate on my game. This is what it is. I mean, I'm so very much fortunate, and I thank God. I'm grateful to God. So, okay, one part of journaling also, you have to, thank, grateful to whatever things you have. One more lesson, guys. Okay? Okay. So coming back to it, so Omkar does all the thinking, and we are like, there are team, like I said earlier, there's a team of Rinku ma'am, Mona ma'am, Abhishek, and there are few more, senior mentors. Then Smita Bodas ma'am, we all are working together for a dream to, for we are working towards a dream to make this country a sporting country, because like in a few years India is going to be a youngest nation in the world. So like that means that we'll be having the population that will be a young crowd, and I want that it should be a sporting culture, and there should be equal opportunities for the girls. Like girls should be playing more, they should be taking the sports more, and we all are working towards it so that we can support them, encourage them, and be a part of their journey towards getting medals for our country. So this is my aim. And when I was actually in the cadets, like when cadet sub juniors, when I was very young, and that time my dad always emphasized that you don't have to stop studying because you're performing well in sports. No, academics is equally well, because that supports you later on in your life. And fortunately I was into scholarship with ONGC, and then I became a regular employee in ONGC, and in this manner I'm like doing many courses. Like I am a MBA in correspondence. Like I've done MBA through correspondence, so that it will help me in my job as well. So coming back to your question, that what players should do if they are not performing, what the players who are performing at the state level or the national level do, what should be their plan B? So what I feel is that as well, when you're playing, you don't have to think about it. You just have to keep playing. When you feel that you can no longer do in sports, then you see the opportunities what are there. Like now what my aim is, what dream is, like you're getting more girls into the sports. Maybe after 15 years, 20 years, that dream is irrelevant. We'll see many girls playing this sport. So there'll be many options, like Mona ma'am said, that there's sports journalists, there's sports psychology, then there's nutrition, there's wellness. I mean, this one thing I have realized, that a sports person cannot stay away from sports for long. Like even if he's doing some other job, he will somehow try to connect himself with sports. So and that matter, you have to see what is suiting, what is there available or what you can do. It's up to your interest. ऐसे नहीं मेरे को ये करना है, you should have interest in that also. But अभी तो सब छोटे छोटे बच्चे मुझे दिख रहे हैं, सब parents दिख रहे हैं. So what my suggestion to them is, keep playing. Don't think about anything else. Just keep playing. Give your 100% in the game. And what matters is what you do at that point. Results don't matter. It is work oriented, result oriented. No, it is efforts dominated always. So enjoying the game is very important. Sabko ho raha hai? Thumbs up. Everyone agreeing? Good.
Great, great, great.
हमें सोचना नहीं है, सिर्फ खेलने के बारे में सोचना है अभी फिलहाल.
अभी तो छोटे छोटे है सब.
बहुत
So,
छोटे हैं.
yeah. Rinku ma'am, do you have any comments on that? Do you have your opinions as to how athletes can still stay connected to the sport as once you retire?
Said very good things, and she said all the whatever I thought. So it's like you should keep on playing. You should never keep out of your sport, and you should not think for the result. You should enjoy playing table tennis, and it's not a like you should not get the result in 1 or 2 years. It's you get the result at least for, you have to keep on playing for 15 years, 20 years. So you should not leave the game till you enjoy it, and you should stay connected with the game.
I think with that, I'm going to end the webinar, and I would like to thank Madhurika, Rinku ma'am, and Mona Lisa ma'am for your time and sharing your experiences, answering millions of questions from me and from all the attendees. So that was very insightful. I don't know where the hour and a half went, honestly, and I wish I could continue this, but I think we all have our home chores to do, dinners and stuff. So I'm gonna let you all go. And lastly, I would like to thank Abhishek for making this happen. It was wonderful effort from your side. Thank you so much, and thank you all of you for making time and connecting with our panelists and bearing with me. So thank you so much, and I hope to see you all and again, and I hope to stay connected with you. And if you have any questions specifically about women's sports, do connect with me. I am Women in Sport is on all 3 platforms: Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. So you can search for it. You can search Be Visible. That is BEWISIBLE. So Visi is short form for Women in Sport India. So stay connected with us, and I hope that you can connect with all of the panelists as well. And if you have any questions, you can always ask them.